Everybody like, hey, are you ready to go? Ready to go? Everybody like, hey.
Alright, what's good y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So, I'm sure as you've noticed, I have not uploaded on this channel for the last month or so. I've been doing some other work with my day job and stuff like that, you know, and I got real cozy. However, that's not gonna fly long term. I've gotta keep uploading because I like talking about video games and stuff like that with you guys. Of course, I did just get back to being a little more active on my main channel, which is Soul Story Mode, which is where I do Pokemon related content, surrounding the entire topic, anything and everything Pokemon, mostly, except like the TCG and stuff like that. But, you know, I can only do Pokemon solely for so long before I feel like talking about something else. And I have been really itching to talk about a lot of other things in the gaming realm, especially since this previous Summer Games Fest, where they announced a lot of cool games, a lot of things that I'm super interested in, and I would eventually like to talk about that. So that's exactly what I plan to do. However, as you've seen from the title and thumbnail, this video is not at all about Summer Games Fest. I will talk about some of the other games from Summer Games Fest in due time. Probably within this next week, we'll see what happens. Maybe after this week, because there's a lot of stuff going on this week, including, you know, obviously the Nintendo Direct that we're going to be talking about today. Final Fantasy 16 comes out, and I can't wait to jump into that. I'm not like insane about Final Fantasy as an entire, you know, I don't know everything and anything about Final Fantasy, but big fan of 10, 13, 7 of course, 7 Remake of course, 15 of course, so I'm really looking forward to whatever they've got going with Final Fantasy 16. But again, we'll talk about that in due time. For now, I would like to continue my little podcast style discussion and talk a little bit about my thoughts and, you know, predictions or whatever regarding this upcoming Nintendo Direct that's actually supposed to happen tomorrow. So I will try my best to get this video out as soon as possible. We'll see what I can make happen. No promises. I'm not even sure when this one will come out. But, I want to talk about it anyway. So, for anybody that's new here, hi, hello, welcome. I like to do these podcast style discussions where we talk about anything and everything in the gaming realm. I am not at all opposed to doing regular, in-depth, high-quality discussion type videos with, you know, a lot of editing and things like that. I just haven't gotten to that point yet with this channel. Right now, I just want to chit-chat, and hopefully that's what you guys are in for as well for the time being. But we have a lot of things to talk about, starting with the Nintendo Direct. So, obviously, when we're doing one of these, it's usually a case of talking about predictions, what we expect to see from the upcoming Nintendo Direct, and things that we hope for the upcoming Direct. You know, unfortunately, we're going to have to really mix both of those things in. Usually, you know, I would like to split my predictions and my hopes and wishes into 2 separate videos. However, I simply don't have the time to do that. So, why don't we go ahead and talk about some of the predictions that I have first, and then we'll talk about some of my hopes and wishes. Now, the thing about the predictions in this case here is that I don't really have a lot of, like, insane predictions, right? Because, again, Nintendo Directs are just absolute cannons. Like, you never know how much damage it's gonna do to Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We really never know what exactly to expect from a Nintendo Direct. They always have something up their sleeve. They wouldn't put out a Nintendo Direct unless they knew they had something ready to go. And because, you know, we've been skipping out on E3 and stuff like that, because usually E3 would be coming up around this time, Nintendo banks all of their, like, everything, all of the reveals and everything on these Directs, and they wouldn't put out a Direct if they didn't have something huge. What that huge thing is, I have no idea, because for the first time in ages, we don't have Tears of the Kingdom content to look forward to, because, or at least, you know, guaranteed Tears of the Kingdom content, because we've had it for a month now. We have had Tears of the Kingdom for a full month, so there's nothing else to look forward to besides potential DLC maybe, but that's not guaranteed. And then obviously, you know, Smash is just, it hasn't been a thing since Sora came out. They've had nothing to say regarding Smash for ages now. So I don't expect anything in that realm as well. So in turn, as far as predictions go, it could be anything. It really could be anything. Like, I have a few obvious things. First, I know for a fact we're most likely going to get more information on the upcoming Splatoon 3 DLC. Something super crazy, something super gimmicky, and something super, like, deep and, like, epic with the lore and stuff like that of the Splatoon realm, and something that's probably going to get me back into it for sure, because I have missed Splatoon a lot. I haven't played it in quite some time now, and I'm upset about that because, you know, I was really looking forward to Splatoon 3 when it came out, and I had a good time for the first few weeks, but I dropped it like a lot faster than I thought I would, and I feel like, you know, that's a little upsetting because Splatoon, especially the first one, I played that almost every day for months. I played it so much, it's crazy. But either way, I'm sure the DLC is going to show something dope. I'm definitely going to be picking that up because Splatoon 3 is very, very fun for me, right? So that's probably a guarantee. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That's probably going to be dropping later this year, whatever that happens to be. After that, there's no way in hell that they don't have something for Metroid Prime 4, right? There's only one thing that I can imagine is keeping them from announcing or like showcasing Metroid Prime 4 gameplay, because it's been forever since they've restarted the project, and that's like already what, it's been over like 3 to 4 years. They have to have something to show by now. It's ridiculous that they haven't had something to show. Okay, so they have to have something. If they don't have something, that project is done. It's dead. They killed it, because there's no way it's been this long and they have nothing to show, unless they plan to shadow drop it next month or something. Okay, otherwise, no idea. No idea. Alright, hopefully they do. I'm really looking forward to it because I really want to, you know, I really want to see what else Metroid has to going for it. They might actually shadow drop Metroid Prime 2 or 3, maybe both. We'll see what happens. Something is definitely dropping tomorrow that will absolutely destroy the eShop. Guaranteed. No doubt about it. Could be Metroid, could be something else. I'm putting all my bets on Metroid Prime, because I know for a fact they wouldn't just drop Metroid Prime 1 remastered and then they're like, oh, yeah, Metroid Prime 4 at the end of the year. Can't really play the other ones to catch up on the story, so oh well. Like, no, come on, they wouldn't do that, right? So, that's my guess. Okay? Next up, they did already say in the description when they posted the announcement for the Nintendo Direct that they would be talking about Pikmin 4 for a little bit. And usually when they say that, they talk about that game for a long time. Like at least like 5 to 10 minutes of the Direct, right? And of 40 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes is a long time to talk about a game. So, Pikmin 4 is probably going to be taking up most of the slot time, right? And I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to show some crazy gimmick for Pikmin 4. It could be a new Pikmin that does something really, really specific throughout the game. It could just be, you know, that world that they're traversing, there's something happening. I don't know too much about Pikmin. I've played very, very, very little Pikmin. I want to catch up on the series though, so maybe I'll do that before Pikmin 4 drops later this year. We'll see what happens. But they're going to show something gimmicky for Pikmin 4, and I know that that's going to get a lot of people's attention, and I'm really looking forward to whatever that is, even though I'm not like crazy about Pikmin myself. I know how Nintendo works. That gimmick, whatever it is, or that mechanic, that one thing is going to change how everybody looks at Pikmin 4. It's going to be crazy. So, looking forward to that. Another thing that I wrote down here is the possibility of more bigger Game Boy titles for NSO. Not sure exactly what those Game Boy titles would be. Maybe the original like Mystery Dungeon games or something. Maybe some other. I really don't know, because I didn't play like a lot of the traditional like Game Boy, like Nintendo Game Boy games. Like I was playing like Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Game Boy games a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I obviously I played the occasional Pokemon, but I've lost any and all hope that they're actually going to be releasing any old Pokemon games on NSO. Like, they would have done it by now. It's weird that they haven't. So, whatever. I highly doubt much. If it's not a Pokemon spin-off, it's probably not going to be on there. But it's kind of a hard call. you know, but I do expect, you know, more for NSO. There's gonna be that one big thing for NSO that's gonna be like, wow, that's awesome, that's great. And they already announced, like, you know, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color stuff earlier this year for NSO, so I highly doubt it's way too soon for them to be introducing DS titles and stuff like that for NSO. Like, there's just no way, right? I highly doubt it's going to be DS titles, but I know they're probably going to showcase some more interesting and bigger Game Boy titles that we maybe didn't get the chance to play beforehand, so we'll see what happens with that, if they haven't announced pretty much everything big for the Game Boy that they had already. And then the last couple things here is just like all of the, you know, non-Nintendo stuff probably that they're probably going to announce. The only things that I'm really just looking for when it comes to non-Nintendo stuff is obviously like Persona 3 Reloaded and Persona 5 Tactics, because those are definitely going to be announced for Switch as well. I have no doubt in my mind. And then Sonic Superstars, of course. That's definitely going to get its own little thing for Nintendo Switch. It might get something exclusive that the other... that like PlayStation and Steam and Xbox didn't get. So I don't know. We'll have to see, you know. And then other than that, I don't have any other real predictions. Like, I don't know. Maybe they'll show off some other Final Fantasy thing. Maybe Final Fantasy 16 is actually coming to Nintendo Switch and we had no idea. Well, I don't. Or maybe it is. I don't think it is. Right? No. But I don't know. I just really don't know what to expect when it comes to predictions. Right? Now my hopes, however, are a completely different ballgame. Right? Hopes, the beauty of hopes is that they could be completely out the wazoo, just complete reaches, right? Because it won't matter, right? I'm not saying that, you know, I'll be completely disappointed if none of this shows up, but it would be nice to see at least one or two of these things show up, right? For example, even though it's a little unrealistic, very unrealistic actually, I am hoping for Tears of the Kingdom DLC, right? I mean, we've had the game for a month, you know, and they did announce, you know, a couple weeks ago that when they were working on the game originally, they actually finished the game pretty early, but they just wanted to take an extra year to make sure mechanics worked and stuff like that. And that probably wouldn't take that much, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it didn't take the entirety of the team to do that, right? And so I'm imagining that a couple of people probably branched off and probably started writing or working on stuff, challenges or whatever, for maybe like the first wave of DLC when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom. And we might see that either later this year or maybe early next year, because why not? It makes sense. I don't think it's that crazy, right? So, you know, I hope that they do have some DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. It would be crazy to not have DLC for this game. It doesn't even have to be story related, because the story's kind of finished, you know? No spoilers, but based on what I have played, because I did finish the game, the story is pretty much done. And I really can't imagine what else they would do with that. So, you know, maybe some challenges and stuff like that would be really, really cool for Tears of the Kingdom DLC. Another thing that I'm really, really hoping on is a returning IP. I really don't care what it is, but I'm hoping a big name like Donkey Kong, Star Fox, Kid Icarus, or Mother, one of those shows up in some way, shape, or form. I mean, not that DK's dead by any means, but we haven't seen a real DK game in forever. A Star Fox game we haven't seen since the Wii U era, and that flopped for all of the wrong reasons. That's not even Star Fox's fault as a franchise. They just didn't do things right with Star Fox Zero. Unless there was something else in between that besides like Starlink, but that's not a Star Fox game, is it? I don't know much about Star Fox. I would like to know more though. Kid Icarus, I've been waiting on a new Kid Icarus game forever. I've been waiting on a new Kid Icarus game. It's insane to me that they never ported the game and they never made a sequel or anything during the Wii U era. None of that. So it's time for a new Kid Icarus. It's insane, right? And I'm always gonna hold out hope for Mother. Like, for you guys to port all of the Mother games for this long, except for Mother 3, you know, and to send a cease and desist to the Mother team, or to the team behind that was working on what used to be Mother 4 and is now going by something else. Y'all gotta have something cooking, right? Right? You probably don't. You just, whatever. But either way, it would be really nice to see one of those come back, right? By the way, everything that I wrote here is completely out of order, so I'm just kind of rambling at this point. The next thing that I really want to see, I want that Sora amiibo. They have to say something about the Sora amiibo. I don't care about any other amiibo. I mean, I do, obviously, you know, I do want to get my hands on Pyra and Mytha eventually. I'd like to get my hands on Sephiroth. But my primary is Sora. Sora, that's my boy. That's my baby, bro. I cannot wait to have him in amiibo form. Like, I've been waiting too long for that guy, right? I will always be grateful, even at the ass end of Smash's life, which is unfortunate that they introduced Sora. That Sora actually made his way in Smash, and every Smash character always gets an amiibo. So it's time for him to get his amiibo announced. I want that yesterday, please, right? After that, I do want to know whatever Sakurai is working on, right? Masahiro Sakurai, you know, the director behind Super Smash Brothers. Again, it doesn't have to be Smash Brothers, right? He's a game developer through and through for Nintendo, right? He does his own thing. He's made Kirby, he's made Kid Icarus, whatever. Totally awesome, you know. I loved Kirby in the Forgotten Land recently. That was great, you know. Obviously, Smash is phenomenal, you know. And I know nobody in their mamas would be opposed to another Smash game, although I highly doubt that would be on the Switch. So, you know, another Smash game would be cool, but it definitely wouldn't be on the Switch. So I highly doubt that. So in turn, I would just like to know whatever Sakurai is working on next. It's been about 2 years now since Kirby in the Forgotten Land, right? Or has it been 1 year? I don't remember. It's been a while since Kirby in the Forgotten Land and stuff like that. You know, I kind of want to hear about, you know, maybe Kid Icarus. Maybe Kid Icarus has got something going on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you do have another Kirby game in the works. I don't know. I would just like to know what Daddy Sakurai is doing in the studio right now. What's bro cooking in that kitchen? What's he whipping up? I want to know what Sakurai is up to, because he would never be able to tell us anything about his projects on his YouTube channel. He would just talk about, you know, game developments and the hardships and the uniqueness of different game developments and techniques and stuff like that. And that's cool. That's awesome and all. But I do want to know what he's like actually cooking for, you know, the big time, for the big leagues. Like, what's going on with him and Nintendo? What are they cooking up? Very curious, right? After that, would love to see, finally, after years of just always faking the rumors of it, I would love to see the Wind Waker Twilight Princess port pack. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see Wind Waker on the Switch. I'm trying to see Twilight Princess on the Switch. Two of the, undoubtedly, some of the best of Zelda, right? I mean, granted, Tears of the Kingdom is, I'm sorry, but it's not even close. Tears of the Kingdom clears. Like, that is my favorite Zelda game by far. However, before Breath of the Wild, before Tears of the Kingdom, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker were the top dogs, the owners, man. They were up there. They were carrying that series on their back, right? Or, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know what? Let's get crazy. Let's get stupid. On top of those, even more so than those, I would actually like to see the first two games that carried the series on their back, Ocarina and Majora's Mask. It's crazy that we don't have legal access to those games anymore like that, unless you bought it ages ago on the DS or on the 3DS or on, you know, like when it was ported to the Wii. It's time. It's time. If not Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, bro, because you already did that for last gen, let's go back further. Ocarina, Majora's Mask. Let's do it. Let's make it happen, Captain. You know what I'm saying? I think we just need more ports. we could definitely use more ports. That's all I'm saying, right? After that, absolutely down for some more ARMS, right? I mean, say what you will about ARMS, that game was dope. That game was fire. I loved just hopping in every night with the homies and just punching them out, just dogging everybody with actual jabs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it hit different. It really was different. And I miss ARMS. I really, really do. And I'm sad to see that game died as fast as it did. I'm sure if they, you know, perfected some more mechanics, some more characters, maybe some more real story, they could have something great on their hands. I think that ARMS is a phenomenal concept, and it did not get the love that it deserved. So, in turn, we gotta see that again. All right. So, hoping you got something with ARMS in the works. And finally, the last thing that I would just love to see is a revival of the Mario and Luigi RPG series, right? y'all claimed, we've talked about this a million times over, y'all claimed that y'all didn't want to make Paper Mario an RPG series anymore because we had the Mario and Luigi series, right? Paper Mario is no longer an RPG series. It hasn't been for the last 3 games. Alright, so what's up? I don't care who you got in the studio cooking it, I'm trying to see Mario and Luigi. I'm not one of those that's actually like clamoring for Mario Odyssey 2 or something like that. It would be cool, but you know, I could live without that. What I don't want to live without is one of the story-driven, like, RPG games that you guys showed so much potential with when it came to the original Mario and Luigi series on the DS. You know what I'm saying? I've been missing, you know, Partners in Time and all that. Or I never got the chance to play Partners in Time. I would love a port of that. But the Mario and Luigi RPG series was my favorite of the Mario series before Paper Mario. And then Paper Mario just shot straight down after Origami King. I despise Origami King with every fiber of my being because I can't believe they would be so bold as to put something like that out. But I want Mario and Luigi to come back as an RPG series, and y'all don't have an excuse anymore, right? So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping on. But yeah. So other than that, I don't know what to expect. Even with all my hopes and stuff like that, my expectations are low. Like I'm expecting, like, you know, 1 or 2 cool reveals here and there, maybe one big thing at the end, like they all like any other show, like any showcase ever does. They always have that one thing that they know a lot of people are waiting on, which, you know, is usually our Mario or Zelda, or something. But I really don't know what to expect at this point because, you know, the way they treat the Switch, they don't. It doesn't seem like the Switch is going anywhere for a while, so I'm really not expecting like a new console reveal or anything like that. And if they do that, that would make so much sense as to why we haven't heard about Mario or Metroid or anything like that. But other than that, I don't know. Whatever they got, I'm here for it. So hit us with everything you got, y'all. We'll be here waiting, chilling. Lay it on us. But yeah, so that right there just about does it for everything that I have thought about when it comes to my predictions and thoughts for the upcoming Nintendo Direct tomorrow. This video will probably be out late as hell, but we'll make it happen, Captain. But anyway, tell me everything you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Do you guys have your own predictions? Do you have no predictions like me? What are some of your hopes? What are some of your dreads? You know, what are some things that you're not looking forward to? What do you think they're going to talk about that you don't want to hear about? Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always down there with you guys. But with that, it does seem to be skedaddle o'clock. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this. And with that, I am Gonzo. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!